Hey guys, we're here again. Probably been a while, but us, like probably everyone out there, just got done watching the God of War Ragnarok trailer. And, in this video, we just wanted to kind of talk about it, break it down a little bit, kind of give our thoughts of what we think the game's going to be about and what we haven't seen yet. And why we probably, I think, agree on this. We think that that's easily the game of the year for 2022. I think easily one of the most hyped games, at least for me, in a while. And I really do think it's going to be one of the best games ever.
Don't forget, Elden Ring came out.
Listen, Elden Ring was great too, but dude, God of War, I'm sorry. Like, it's going to be between those two, I'm pretty sure. I mean, and I know there's other great games that came out this year. I mean, Stray got some buzz. I am looking forward to Callisto Protocol, but that's not even the point. I think God of War is easily a lock, dude. Like, there's just whatever. It's not even the point. The point is, let's talk about the trailer. We can get to that later. I think that it is exactly what I've been asking for. I think everyone else, like, they pretty much shut up all the people that were complaining about not seeing a lot of the game with this fucking trailer, dude.
I mean, the first trailer they did, it was pretty good.
Oh, it was great, but
it was like very vague. It was like you didn't really get much. This one you get to see what's really going on. The other trailer, Frey was still
was technically like a story trailer. At least that's what the title of this one is. And so you do see a lot more. I guess you hear a lot more of the dialogue going on, like a lot more of the cinematics. So that's where it kind of is heavily more, at least compared to the last one. But I just think the visuals, like all the different enemy varieties there. There's a bunch of shield, like combat showing the shields have been like
worked on. Like in the first trailer, it shows that he has different shields,
and they have different abilities. I'm sure. So and it's just great. And then the story they're presenting starts off with Atreus touching the tree, and it almost makes like a
like this. Now I get it.
I
was just about to say.
Just like how Faye pretty much led everybody. Like, I guess he has some sort of that. I'm not sure if you see it. You'll kind of know where we're talking.
No, I was talking about like how when Kratos in the beginning, like he put his hand like in the first game.
And then it let the
but he chopped down the tree. That's what happened. Mm-hmm. But he put his
something with the protective stave that they put around the forest. At least that's where it starts off.
And apparently, Travis is going to be following some mission that he has that he can't tell nobody.
Yeah, not even Kratos. They get into an argument about that Kratos is asking, "Where are we going? Tell us more." And he's saying, "You need to trust me," and all this and that. They're going back and forth, and he reiterates that, like, "Listen, we're following you blindly. What's going on?" So obviously, like you said, there's some mystery going on between the two.
Also, the Valkyries in the cutscenes called Kratos and them pretender gods.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
And then but I'm guessing they call them pretender gods. So I'm guessing like even if they are gods, they don't recognize them because they're from another like pantheon, like
that, or they just don't consider them of the same ilk of the rest of the gods. They're like fucking nomads.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Odin. Oh yeah. Also, Odin's in the trailer.
Yes,
he answers.
We see some Odin, and we hear. I
hope that's not how he really looks. I hope because when Mimir was talking about Odin, I'm thinking some like not swole, but like a lively dude.
Well, he can like fucking. Dude. No, see, I think Odin, the way he was described in the first game, he kind of looked like that. I mean, I think it looked kind of cool.
No, I'm not saying it didn't look cool, but what I'm saying is like I would think he would be like a little bit more. I don't know. I just felt like
he was kind of shadowed out,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll get to see you'll get to see his face in the game. But I guess I'm still used to Zeus from God of War, the old God of War. So I thought Odin, he doesn't have to be buff because you know how they did Thor. Thor has a beer gut now, which I'm cool with. Like
Thor looks amazing in this game
because they kept him more close to his real pantheon.
Yeah,
because like how the real story is, Thor ain't really. I'm skinny. No, he's like,
dude, he's a fucking brute.
Yeah.
Like,
he drinks and parties, and that's what his mythology is about, and that's what I like.
And he's just super fucking strong.
Yeah, that's also true. But but with Odin, I thought I just thought he'd be like I guess it's good they're not going like with another Zeus, but that's how he kind of was like Palpatine, like in that like with the cloak.
Well, he's with the crows, the mystery.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I don't mind that. It's just like when I first watched the trailer, I just glanced right over him because I wasn't even paying attention to him because it was just like such a minor thing. And then I watched it again. I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, he's there. Like this is the dude because he's basically asking Kratos, hey, you want to go to war or what? And like Kratos is basically gonna give him an answer and stuff. I'm guessing it's gonna be based off what Atreus did at the end of the trailer, basically setting the wolves free and causing Ragnarok.
Yeah, it definitely shows that where he shoots the arrow,
Yeah.
and then the wolf starts chasing the sun, and then it becomes nightfall, and the other one howls. I mean, there's a lot of great key moments in this trailer. Definitely when Freya like has her sword and she takes like the mistletoe that
killed.
Yeah.
But the way she looked at it, I like that scene because the way she looked at it, it looked like it was a realization, like I killed my son.
Yeah.
Because she looked at it and she's like,
it was sorrow in her face.
Yeah, she's like, she threw, because remember in the last game, she threw away all the mistletoe arrows. She burned them. She's like, no.
She used the one
and this before you knew,
repair his quiver, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's before you knew he was bolder.
Yeah.
And like her son was bolder, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it was a dope moment when she picked it off his neck, and she was looking like, oh snap, I did that. Like that's a cool. That's a good story moment. Like the realization, like, oh, that's why he found this mistletoe. Oh man, I messed up. I know she's gonna be chasing him throughout the rest of the game. The part we probably saw was probably like early game or something like that.
I think a lot of this trailer was easily early to.
I say early to mid.
Yeah,
Fenrir.
The start of mid.
Yeah, I feel like Fenrir was like probably the end of mid.
Maybe.
Yeah.
At least that one scene.
Yeah.
But I think the greatest part of it was the little tease of actually seeing some Kratos and Thor combat.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
They both throw their weapons and they collide. They run after another. They both call it back to one another, and they just like slam right into one another, blocking each other's attack.
I think that's gonna be like another bolder moment. I think that's like probably the second fight, the second time they meet.
Oh yeah, that's not like the final encounter.
Yeah,
that might not, exactly what you're saying. Like Boulder with the dragon, like you're just doing some kind of sequence with him.
Yeah, like because I felt like when we saw like them doing that, I'm like, all right, this is probably like the second time they meet up because they in the ice thing. And when you look at the trailers, the ice palace, I don't know, that's where they're in a fight, but it's a little ice area that they have set up. It's so many different worlds. You got to see what mermaids look like in that world now.
Yeah, I think that's a lot more with the light and dark elves kind of thing.
Yeah.
We obviously see a lot of Tyr. Tyr talks a lot.
Tyr talking about how Kratos is just like a killer god.
Pretty much like, exactly, like...
You don't respect like
announcing his name.
Like you basically don't know what it's like to be worshipped. Like I'm a god, and basically like what the Valkyries were saying to him, like you're a pretender god, which is weird to me because it's like he killed Boulder and Moldy and Magnus, who were also gods. So it's just like when y'all consider him more of a threat, and but I see what Odin said. I think Odin didn't when he came to his house. He was like, oh, so do you want to do a war? I feel like Odin was like saying like, I don't really want to fight this guy right now, but if I have to, I got my people and we just gonna have to jump him. But what he doesn't know is why Kratos is such a badass, because the quote he said that culminates through all the games he has been in, which in almost everyone he has died at least once, was I will die when death earns me. Like like what? And then he starts punching a Valkyrie in the face. Like you got two player Valkyries now. Like you see 2 health bars now. Like with Atreus, so I think you could be interchangeable. Like you could switch between Atreus and Kratos.
That'd be fucking awesome.
But it's like you got 2 Valkyries now. So I'm like, there's no way they'll give you 2. Because even 1 Valkyrie in the last game was like way too much. So 2 Valkyries at the same time. Yeah, I feel like you will be able to. I feel like Atreus' moveset has to have broadened. Like it's way different than when it started. Like, he could summon animals and shit like that before, but now he could probably do some crazy shit. He just made a wolf.
Like actual animals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. He just made a wolf chase the moon to cause Ragnarok. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure his shit is crazy right now. Like,
dude,
he's going crazy.
Honestly, if they make him badass and he starts looking a little bit cooler when he gets a little bit older, he looks kind of like... I mean, he looks cool, but, I want like someone to be like...
You want him to be more gruffy, I guess.
If he's going to, like, replace Kratos, which either Kratos is going to live throughout the end of the whole God of War.
I doubt that. I'm sorry. I hate to say it because...
Or Kratos dies for a good reason of some kind.
No, the only reason I say... No, wait. The only reason
he plays Atreus later on.
But no, the only reason I say that, like I said, I remember we talked about this last time. I was like, in God of War 1, when they had the mural of what Atreus' and real name, and then you see Kratos and him holding Atreus, like Atreus holding Kratos and basically looking like he turned him into the world serpent, which would be a spin on mythology, which is always what it is in God of War games.
For sure.
It's always a spin. But no, you are completely right. I don't like in the God of War game, if you're gonna take out Kratos and you're gonna put Atreus as the main attention, I want him to be able to use more than just bow and arrow.
But also be like more like kind of spell-y, like has like magic.
Or something like that. Or like spell-y, like he can use spells, he can use like weapons. I'll be happy to see Atreus well versed because that's what Kratos is training him to be well versed. I know he's just using a bow right now, but you don't know what happens in the game.
What if he takes the axe?
Yeah, what if he takes the axe? Like that would be dope too.
Pass
like,
it down family. It
was
that's his mom's before, so
it'll be perfect. But it's just like I don't know. Like I don't think they're gonna go down that route. I think it's gonna be like a little bit different. I do feel like Atreus will bulk up though. I don't think he's gonna be. He's probably not gonna be like Kratos, but I feel like he'll be slender. I don't think Kratos is gonna die in this game, but he's definitely probably gonna become either the World Serpent or they're gonna like block him out for the next game. So put him in a situation where he can't put him in like Helheim and put him in there and then he has to climb his way out like he does in almost every God of War game.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think my prediction is like why Tyr is so heavily focused in this iteration is because they're gonna definitely travel realms, man. I think they're going to Egypt. I think that it's kind of been mentioned, some rumors here. People obviously want that. It might not ever happen, but I do think that there's a very strong possibility that since they said that Ragnarok's ending at this game, why would they just end the God of War franchise? I don't think that's happening.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they do transfer. And I do think Tyr is going to be a big part. Even in the trailer, you see Kratos and Tyr basically have a brother moment, dap it up. What up, bro? We did that.
Like the Predator, where they both grab each other and they're flexing.
That was early gameplay.
When you first find them.
Yeah, because they revealed Tyr in the last trailer. Mm-hmm. So Tyr has to be way early where it doesn't even matter. So
yeah, and I think Odin and Thor and Freya are some of the more obvious villains, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least 3 to 4 more gods that you fight.
I feel like it'll be like how it was last time. We'll get some lesser guys. I don't really know the Norse mythology guys, all of them. Yeah. But we'll get I don't know. We already killed all the Valkyries, but we're in new Valkyries now. So I'm guessing these are Valkyries in training that stepped up and got the role. Because I remember you said earlier they
there's
had
a bunch of gods. There's a ton of gods that they can choose from.
But I mean, the Valkyries are you know what I mean?
They're definitely going to be in it because since Freya is really chasing you down pretty much the whole entire game, or at least until her end.
Oh, you know what I just thought about? Freya probably teamed back up with Zeus.
You mean Odin?
Ooh, I said Zeus. Right? Well, I was about to say both lightning, dumbass. Thor and
they were married.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel
maybe she's like, "Hey, our son is dead."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then he helps her out. That's what I'm thinking.
That's why Odin's there. His son, even though him and his son don't have a fucking relationship, you kill my son, I'm coming to your fucking door.
I just gotta say, Odin ain't like Zeus, and we all know Zeus.
But he looks cooler. He looks more like what you said, Palpatine, and I kind of like that. It's kind of fitting with the Norse, the purples and the blues, and the dark and the black.
I guess,
color scheme to these guys, at least for Norse kind of thing. Obviously it's snowing, fucking winter.
Because that's what I'm saying. He's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you, bro. No, it's more like, hey man, do you want to start a war? If so, you know where to find me. That's basically how he pulled up. He pulled up if you want to start a war, yeah, let's do it. If not, I'm pretty sure some stipulations what he's gonna say, because if Odin really wanted to kill Kratos, he would have probably just sent all his forces, all the guys and stuff like that. But he wants to negotiate because he probably because you gotta think about this. Kratos does have a reputation, so he probably knows, okay, I left him alone for I don't even know how long, not for, what was his wife's name? Faye. Yeah, I don't even know how long they were together, but that's basically the sum of the amount. Up to Atreus is 12? So I say about he's been in their realm for 20 to 30 years.
But they're always been in the protective state.
But that's what I'm saying. Faye put up the thing. Mm-hmm. But even then, even when Boulder first showed up, he was he didn't call Kratos a pretender guy. He's yeah, you're an old guy, you're unused.
Well, it's because he thought that was the giant that he was looking for. All he knew was that he was to find a giant.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't know that it was Faye all this time.
And then that's also another thing. they didn't know Atreus was in the house also. They just thought it was just Kratos.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, he is a big guy, and he looks like from a different realm altogether.
And that's another thing that always tripped me out about God of War, because when they revealed that Atreus was a giant, it's not the same. Like, it's not the traditional, oh, yeah, big, hulking, tall. No, it's like the realistic, how you say, MCU.
Yeah.
MCU, Loki. Because think of Loki in the MCU. He's a giant.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's really...
he's an ice giant. But yeah.
Really, like you also said, you know, God of War always lends itself really close to the mythology, but they always have their own twist. Like, they, like, study the mythology and how it's supposed to end, and then they make their own little twist and they go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think...
input to it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Ragnarok's going to end like it's supposed to, because Odin's supposed to die...
Well, everyone's supposed to die.
Yeah, like everyone's supposed to die,
but
it's like 2 humans that live and restart the whole thing over again. I just don't feel like Odin's gonna get out in this game, because just the shadow figure alone is like, it shows that he's gonna be a bigger part, because it's just like, if anyone's gonna die, I feel like Kratos and Thor are probably gonna take each other out, or Kratos is gonna kill Thor, and then Odin's gonna come in and kill Kratos when he's weakened.
But dude, Kratos took out an entire Greek pantheon. You don't think
he
can repeat?
No. I'm not saying that. But think about it like this. His superpower. Well, I mean, Kratos' superpower. His like god power is hope. Like, he breathes hope. Like, you remember in like God of War 3 when he fought Zeus, it's like, oh, it's always been inside you to kill gods. Even though he just killed like Hermes and all of them before that. He's like, yeah, your power is hope. So yeah, but it's just like with Zeus and them. It was like he ran his one-on-one with Zeus in 3-4 phases, and Zeus almost killed him, but he ended up killing himself after he like gained his, you know, confidence back and like hope. And then it's like in this one, I do feel like, because if you remember in the first one, Boulder's like, oh, you're healing slower because you're older. Like, you're not like me. I'm young.
Yeah, I know they did mention that he was kind of like that old man Logan state.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying he's gonna outright die, but I feel like, if anything, he's probably going to become the snake, Jormungandr, because the way they had the mural, you know, Atreus was talking his word.
Him and like there's like a snake like a smoky thing.
Yeah, and he was talking his word, and then also like they said with the fight with Thor, like in the mythology, Thor and Jormungandr fought,
and then they destroy they both die, and
they both die.
He sends them back in time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's the twist of God of War, basically. Like,
listen, I do think because in the first game, Jormungandr does say, "Hey, I recognize you," but he doesn't know why he recognizes the trace.
And plus, he talks a dead language that no one else in that world will be able to talk.
Yeah.
Besides Kratos. I hate to say it, but only person who, because Atreus through that whole journey was teaching Kratos his, like, the giant's language, which he didn't learn from Faye, which I thought was, but then again, you know, Kratos is a man's man. He's not trying to hear shit. He's like,
he's out there chopping wood.
Yeah, he's chopping wood and
carrying whole trees.
He's chopping wood, coming home to the wife, laying wood, and going to sleep. Like, that's about it.
But yeah, no, I definitely think that's going to be explored. There's a bunch of things that I'm just excited for. Honestly, I cannot wait for this game to come out. I mean, it's first game, or not the first, but the first of this new, I guess, Ragnarok series or franchise, if you will, was probably one of the best games I've ever played, in my opinion, just because of the story and just what they did with Kratos' character. And I mean, he's always had it, but just to make the full come around to like find his humanity like that is just amazing. Juxtapose.
But this is how.
Scenarios and.
Oh yeah, but that's what makes God of War so great, because this is how you revamp a character. But this is because Cory Barlog was like, he became a father when he was making the new God of War.
A lot of inspiration from
so a lot of inspiration from becoming a father, but also it's a cool direction to see, just from seeing, because you always knew Kratos was angry and hated, like he just had all this hatred because, you know, he killed his family, but it was Ares' fault, and he just went on to blame all the gods and. Mm-hmm. You know God of War through 3. Come on now. But yeah, it's just like to go from that to go to him talking about, I have a son now, and he's trying to learn how to be more like dad-like without being like an asshole all the time. Because, you know, sometimes he'll snap on Atreus. It's like, come on now. Only time I agreed that Atreus didn't know his place, or like he was talking too much, is when he found out he was a god. When he found out he was a god,
he was also like a little kid too.
Oh no, I agree. He knows.
He was a little rascal.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. He was a little rascal. Think about this. He was a little rascal and smart. He was active. He was getting through traps. He was doing all types of shit. All of it wasn't even going to his head until he found out he was a god, and he was like, well, yeah, Magnus and Modi, they got in our way. That's why they deserved to die. Oh yeah, the Dark Elves, all those people that we killed back then, were gods. Of course they deserve to die. And then Mimir's like, hey, bro, that's not the type of attitude you're supposed to. Like, come on now, like, that was one of those times, like, I was like, damn, like, Atreus is coming into his godhood, but he's got to realize, like, come on now, bro, like, chill.
I mean, Loki is, though, a trickster.
He is a trickster, but it's just like, oh,
Dude, what if they went, like, totally ape shit, like, left, and, like, Loki ends up being, like, a little shit and, like, betrays Kratos or some shit?
That would be crazy because I can't see that happening.
It'll never happen, but just imagine.
I know, I say imagine too because I can't, just even in the last game, only way Kratos would die if it was for Atreus. So I think a scene will come up when Kratos, either you kill yourself or we kill an Atreus. And I think, and that's why I think Odin's going to propose to him.
That's the only time that I can see Kratos dying.
Because I'm like,
he'll allow it. Because
he said in the last game, he's like, because when Atreus asked, like, will you die for me? Because, you know, Freya was willing to die for Boulder. Like, but Boulder was fucking crazy. He was willing to actually kill her. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, she just made you immortal, and you were already immortal to begin with. Like, chill the fuck. But that's besides the point. Atreus was like, hey, would you kill for me? And he was like, yeah, if there's a good cause, I'll die for you at any time. So I feel like it's going to be a situation where it pops up just like at the end of God of War 3, like he didn't have nothing else to live for. I feel like this will be a reverse, like, all right, his life is fulfilled. I got to see my son become a grown, because in this time, he's basically a grown man, basically. So I got to see my son grow up a little bit. I started a new family. Faye, I'm on the way. My other wife, did they ever say her name? Like his other wife's name?
Oh, it's probably. I mean, I don't remember that, but I know that his ashes their ashes are always on his skin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but then again, each time he went to hell, so he probably. I feel like he'll fight his way up to heaven, so he should be good.
To go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's been our trailer breakdown discussion for God of War Ragnarok. We definitely think it's going to be game of the year. We're super pumped and hyped for it, like I think anyone else is. And we've been Silent Knights. Thank you, guys.